All right, how are you, mate?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Not so bad. How was your flight into Sydney?
It was pretty good. I tried to sleep most of the way, so we had a fast, furious day yesterday, and here we are talking about The Force Unleashed 2.
If the only thing you changed between the first game and this game was the ability to chop off the heads of stormtroopers, I would have been happy enough, because that's beyond fun.
Oh yeah, no, that was definitely something. You know, you always look to bring the most authentic Star Wars experience possible, and I think it's been since the Jedi Knight series when they had, you know, that actual, you know, kind of de-limbing action. So it was something we worked really hard to get into the game, and, you know, worked well with all the ratings boards, and now hopefully the fans will really, you know, appreciate that little extra bit in Star Wars.
So what was the mission statement when creating this game? What did you want to do this time around that you didn't do the first time?
Well, basically we wanted to kind of, one was to blow out our boss battles, as you saw in the runtime, just a huge, massive beast called the Gorog. So that was kind of one of our pillars, was to just to make these boss battles truly epic, truly unleashed, just like your character. We also wanted, you know, we always like to add in a couple of force powers here and there. So Jedi Mind Trick, you know, we talked about that the first time around, and this time around, you know, we actually got it in the game. So it's, I always like to say it adds that part of that 20% comedy that's in Star Wars, because you never know what's going to happen when you fire that power up.
The game's multi-platform across all the consoles and even the iPhone. It's on the Wii with the motion controls. Did you think about incorporating the new motion controls, the Kinect and PlayStation Move?
When we first developed the game, you know, we weren't thinking about that. We basically wanted to make the best core single-player experience possible. Just bring, you know, huge, big storyline, great storyline, as everyone would expect. But we also, too, to go back to your original question, we added the dual lightsabers, so a lot more dynamic combat, as you can see with the twos. We like to say two's better than one.
A blur of death is
right,
always
exactly,
fun.
Yes, exactly.
So are people who didn't play or maybe didn't finish the first game, do they need to do that to get the most out of this game? I mean, how much backstory is covered?
Yeah, I would say that you would do a great disservice if you didn't play the first game, because we are carrying, you know, kind of the story of Starkiller on through. You're going to recognize a lot of characters from the first game. So while I'm not going to say that you 100% had to do it, but you will certainly get more enjoyment if you play the first two games, or the first game and then transition to the second, for sure.
I've got some questions from our viewers here, obviously fans of yours as well, Star Wars guys. First one is from JL Hall 83. How much wiggle room does Lucas give you to work in his universe, and how many things must be approved and gone through him before you can actually go forward with them?
Well, George, he's more of a filmmaker at heart, as everyone knows, and he's the top dog that sits, you know, at the top of the castle for the whole company. Basically, we work with licensing, and licensing is kind of his right arm to kind of keep us within, to do things the right way. So, you know, we're not going to sneak anything, you know, past licensing to try to shoehorn something, and we work very closely with them, and they're very happy with what we've come up with. So it's kind of like that, his extension, you know, it's kind of like they bless the direction that we're going.
Hyperstrike wants to know, was there any effect to what you were doing when Lucas sort of pulled things that used to be considered canon out of the canon universe recently?
That's a good question. No, I mean, we proposed our story and what we wanted to make and the story that we wanted to tell, and, you know, we want to make sure that everything kind of fits in, but, you know, the first game was made a number of years ago, and things have certainly progressed in the Star Wars universe. So, you know, we just take the story the best story we can make, run it through licensing, and just make sure it all fits.
Dilster 7000 is asking about the existing characters that were brought in. We know about Boba Fett coming back. Mm-hmm. What's his part in the game?
Boba Fett, he's an integral part to the story. So he's kind of that motivating factor, because, you know, Starkiller's trying to find out who he is. And Fett, you know, he's the consummate bounty hunter and always gets his man. So he's out there trying to find Starkiller and, you know, just throw kind of a fly in the ointment in his little world.
Calculator Boy Kwe which is a bizarre username. He wants to know, how much further did you push the use of the digital molecular matter and Euphoria engines this time around? Because last time it was a big deal when the game was being previewed and stuff, and all the materials to form. Did you push that even further this time?
Yeah, I mean, our tool set, you know, I talked about muscle memory with the team, so it's about 80% of the team is returning from the first game to the second game. So, and it's a more mature tool set. So, you know, the first time around was like trying to get those technologies to play well and to figure out what we could do with them. So, yeah, I mean, we actually have, like, for instance, this TIE Fighter crush now. You can actually grip a TIE Fighter and crush it in midair, and it plays out. You know, we use some of that technology that we brought forth in the first game. So, yeah, I definitely would say that we're pushing the boundaries of both DMM and Euphoria.
So a lot more of it this time around?
Yeah, I would say that you're going to find that it's very comparable for the first game, and then there's just some new things that we were able to do just to get out of all that, you know, out of the technology. Excellent. So, for sure.
Blyst wants to know, will we be able to maybe pick up other weapons and play as different people, maybe some gunplay?
Well, you know, we're enforcing the Jedi way, so it's dual lightsabers all the way.
Well, Obi-Wan did use a gun once.
I'm sorry?
Obi-Wan did use a gun once to kill Grievous.
Well, that's true. But our guy, he's just force powers and lightsabers, so traditional Jedi for sure.
Uridoon and a lot of other people have asked this same question. Is there going to be any multiplayer?
There's actually multiplayer in the Wii SKU. It's kind of a four battle scenario. For our game, we just wanted to really concentrate on that core single player experience and drive the story home, which, you know, LucasArts lineage is, you know, if anything, we have great stories, and, you know, with The Force Unleashed 2, we have not only a great story, but great action as well.
King Despoony, will there be lots of DLC? What are we going to be looking for there?
Well, we haven't announced anything just yet. You know, we don't ever rule out anything. You know, the wheels are always turning, so you just have to wait and see.
It's a fairly safe bet. There probably will be.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one out there.
Star Wars has got a pretty solid footing in threequel. What's the word I'm looking for? Not threequel. Trilogy is the word I'm looking for.
I like
Star Wars,
threequel,
the threequel, yeah. Star Wars has got a fairly good grounding in trilogies. Is this the second part of a trilogy, or do we not know yet?
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. Yeah, keep people guessing.
Right. What's your favourite thing about this game? What did you relish the most when you were putting it all together?
Wow, you know, I just love that we have a great team, and I just love that our team is very passionate about making this game. So it's a pleasure to come to work every day. You see something new every day, and just the enthusiasm. I mean, we're fans as well making this game, and we're very steeped in the mythology of Star Wars. So we just wanted to make the best Star Wars game that we could that is representative of that franchise, especially a character like Starkiller. I just like the over-the-topness of him. I love the dual lightsaber. I love all the new combat moves you can do, and I don't know. It's just, there's so many that I could answer that question in so many ways, but but for sure, it's just coming to work every day is just a pleasure.
Do you have any advice for kids out there who want to wind up in a position like yours where they're working on games like this?
Sure. I mean, nowadays it's funny because I had a conversation with a cab driver in London. His daughter was going to university for animation, and she wanted to get into games. And that's the great thing now is that there is schooling out there to help you get into games, whether it's design or art or whatever it is. I mean, back in my day, my dad just thought I was wasting my time, and lo and behold, you can get a job in games. So it's very viable, and if you have a talent and a passion for it, go for it, because it's not going away anytime soon.
Well, thank you very much for talking with me. I'm so much looking forward to getting my hands on the game and playing the hell out of it. So well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Vader can't stop me now. Nothing can.